Good morning, y'all. I told y'all we're gonna get together this week. Um, I'm gonna have to do two parts in this because my storage is low. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this in two parts. You see, I'm in my new place. We'll do a run through one of these days, but for right now, I'm just touching bases with you. And we're gonna do a story time to touch bases. I had to make a decision on which one because I had probably about six that popped in my head that I wanted to get into today. But I decided on this one. Excuse me, y'all. I hope you can hear me. But okay, this story time will be entitled A Dummy and a Half. It was gonna be two dummies, but I ended up saying, okay, it'll be a dummy and a half because dude did end up correcting it. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna dummy and a half. And like I said, storage is low, so we're gonna have to do this in two parts. But okay, we're gonna start. We're gonna give the guys. It's two guys. We're gonna give them a name. Dummy, we could call him Freddie, and half dummy, we'll call him Ben. All right. I used to live by a store, and Ben had worked at this store like he was from the Middle East. I don't know where it from exactly, but y'all, this was the finest man from the Middle East I have ever seen in my life. In person, in public, on TV, wherever, he was the finest I had ever seen in my life. Okay. So I walk into the store one day and I'm like, whoa, like, you know what I'm saying? He looked at me like, whoa. So we immediately started flirting with each other. And that was just like the thing. That was our thing. You know what I'm saying? Every time we go in, we would flirt. And it started to get more and more advanced. So, and plus he would look out for me sometime, you know what I'm saying? When I went to the store, like, he was a really cool dude. And I'm not going to look all of that great in this story, but the truth is the truth. So I ended up, I'm noticing like things are really advancing with me and this dude, but perfectly honest, y'all, I was like, I don't want to talk to a guy from the Middle East. I don't. I worship Jesus Christ. I will to my dying day. Or I serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I do. That's me. I don't want to get beat on. I don't want to get killed. I don't want to travel over there. I don't mind wearing the covering up. I don't mind that. I'll do that. But the rest of it, you know, so when I started noticing like, wow, this is kind of advancing, then I started pulling back. And but I didn't want I didn't want him to start looking out for me when I went to the store and sometimes just didn't have, you know what I'm saying, what I needed. So, and plus I had started hearing a lot of hood girls, you know what I'm saying, talk about him. And it was just like, I don't know if he's spreading himself thin, but I definitely don't ever want a guy that's spreading himself thin. You know what I'm saying? I think they go both ways. So I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So one day, me and my homegirl that I used to hang with at that point in time, me and her are talking about Ben and how fine he is and all this other stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She's like, girl, you need to jump up on it, da 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 da. And I'm like, I don't really know. And I'm like, nah, I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't. So she's like, you crazy, da da da. So me and her end up going to the store and I put her on to him. And they really advance, you know what I'm saying? Something goes on between them. I think maybe one time or whatever like that, but that had nothing to do with me. Because I need you to still look out for me, Ben, because I made sure you got some. You know what I'm saying? I looked out for you. All right. So some years later, I meet another guy, Freddie. Now, me and Freddie start kicking it, and some, years go by, a couple of years go by, like 2 or 3 years go by, and Freddie starts accusing me of sleeping with a friend of his that used to work at a store. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, I don't know any of your friends. I've never met your friends because I don't really like try to meet my dude friends. It causes a lot of problems. Your friends, I don't need to know 'em. You know what I'm saying? I might can meet them and stuff like that, but as far as yeah, so I don't even know any of your friends. What are you talking about? And like somebody is crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh no, this was finally he ends up telling me like this was some years ago because all he would just keep saying like, yeah, what I'm saying, you from homeboy, you from home, and all this other stuff, but he would never give me no details. So finally he tells me that what I'm saying, it was supposed to have happened previously and that like before I had met him and that the dude had worked at a store or whatever like that. So I start thinking and it start kind of coming back. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Now I did have some, Arab friends or whatever, Arabic friends, whatever, that worked at the store, but I never slept with any of them. You know what I'm saying? I never slept with anybody but a black man. So I don't know what you're talking about, but you're believing a lie. So he's still, and I'm asking him questions. He would never really give me no details, but for about 3 years, he was accusing me. What did I say his name was? Freddie kept accusing me of sleeping with a guy, never telling me any details.